nobody cares about. It's my brother's an idiot. What's up, Goon Squad? I'm the king of the goons. The squad is here. The gritty's in the corner.
Oh my
Everybody's rocking and rolling, except Milty's not feeling great. So Milty was supposed to be here tonight, but had to bag out. So Milty, if you're watching or listening, we hope you feel better soon. Mark, what's going on, bud?
Holy shit. I'm deferring to Gritty. Gritty is here.
Gritty.
I defer my turn to Gritty.
Gritty. Squeak, squeak.
That's right.
I fucking love everything about that piece of headwear that you are wearing there, MJ. Everything about it is just fantastic.
I'm glad it fits over my headphones.
There you go.
Yeah, that's even better. That's even better.
In case you're listening to us and you're one of the 5 people in the world for whom we are the #1 podcast, the dipshit is wearing a Gritty ski mask that was gifted to her by my #1 son, as a matter of fact. I think it was Matthew that gave that to you. Mm-hmm. There you go. Looks good. Mark, you got anything else, or shall we move on to Tank? Hi.
There keeps having bullshit happen in the bottom corner there, and you might as well just move on, or we're just going to be talking about it all right. Show.
Tank, what's going on?
Recovering from the holidays and trying to call forth Cenobites all week. That's about it.
Yep, they got the Hellraiser box for Christmas. That's awesome. All right, let's move on. We've got an action-packed agenda to cover. First, I told the squad this a little bit earlier. It's a surprise bet that didn't require a whole lot of research. None, as a matter of fact. I am going to set the line for Black Monday at 7.5. 7.5 jobs open on Black Monday.
Okay. One specific thing, clarification. Head coaching only or
head coach? Head coach. Yeah,
head coaching only. Yep. Okay.
Second question. Coaches that have already been fired don't count, correct?
Those count.
Okay, those count.
Those are included in the number for Black Monday.
We're not going to get to 10. That's why I said it at 7.5. Because there are 3. You've got the Jets, you've got the Saints, and you've got the Bears.
Yeah.
So realistically, do we think there's 5 more teams?
Do you? Yeah.
That are
do you think there are 5 more? Over or under? What say you, Tank?
Ooh, I really got to think about that. I think I'm going to go under. I think it's going to be 6. I think only 3 more from here for head coaches.
Okay. Who are your 3?
I think I'm pretty sure Peterson's out. I'm leaning towards McCarthy actually getting cut out finally. And then if I had to swing for another one, I'm going to guess on Dable.
Okay. Mark, what say you?
Hammering the over on this one. Let's go through it. So we've got the 3 teams. We've got the 3 teams already, right?
Yep.
How have the Raiders done this year with Antonio Pierce?
Bad.
How have they done in the locker room? Hold on. Let's see. You already had a time. You already had your chance.
Okay, go.
The Raiders have done terribly, and there are locker room issues. I don't think Antonio Pierce makes it after this year. The Panthers could do something incredibly stupid. They always do. They have the worst owner in the sport. The Giants are obviously going to get. They're going to fire somebody there. Do we think that if something wild happens or continues to happen in Philadelphia, that he's actually safe at any point? Like, what if they fall off the cliff? Like, I get that that's not a Black Monday number, but there could be an Eagles head coaching job opening. What happens
I'm going, this is Black Monday only.
This is Black Monday only.
Black Monday only. Okay.
Yeah.
Black Monday only. So we're going to assume that Sirianni is safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And you could make a case for Kyle Shanahan. I mean, there are people calling for his job. I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but I've seen crazier things happen. I'm definitely taking the over on that one. And what about Indianapolis? Like that fucking whole situation is a giant mess too. And Irsay's a fucking homicidal maniac, probably. So there's definitely going to be. We're going over on this one.
After
Right.
the
Easy
Pat
over.
McAfee rant, that might actually happen.
Right. MJ, what do you got?
I think the Browns, the Panthers, the Titans, the Giants, the Colts, the Cowboys, the Patriots, the Cardinals, the Raiders.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Right. No, I don't know about the Cardinals.
I think all of them should fire their coach.
I
So
don't
I'm
think the
gonna take
Patriots are
the
going to.
overs. No, they should.
I don't think they're going to get rid of Mayo yet. It's not his fault that team's a pile of shit right now.
I could see Stefanski walking away from the Browns job.
Okay, that's the thing. I could see him walking away, but does that count as a firing?
Yeah.
If he-
Yeah,
It's Black
if he's
Monday.
gone, he's
It's
gone.
Black Monday. Yeah, gone is gone.
Okay, I may
It's
add that
Black
one,
Monday.
so 7, because he might just
I could
walk
see
the
him
fuck
walking
away.
He's still
out.
in there. Yeah. MJ brought up the two I was thinking of that hadn't been brought up yet, but because there's always a curveball, right? There's always going to be a
Usually a big
surprise
one, yeah.
somewhere, and I'm thinking that surprise might just be New England. It's just he's too close to what Belichick was and trying to do the Patriot way, and I think they just need to get away from that. They need to retool the whole organization. The other one's the Titans.
Yeah.
And, it's a dumpster fire, just like it is in Indy, right? Indy's and Tennessee are both just awful teams that do not play good football. They've got some talent, but they just can't put it together.
In my head, though, neither of those jobs is a coaching issue. It's a management issue. That's a front office problem that's causing those issues.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
front
think it's
office
the
problems
coaching.
beget new head coaches all the time.
I
You see it all
know,
the
and
time.
that's what sucks, though, because it's if I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the coaches in those jobs, and I'm like, you're doing what you can with a big pile of shit. And
Those owners and GMs ain't going to fire themselves. I'm just telling you that much.
no, I know.
Tank's been reading too much Larry Brooks. They're not the New York Rangers.
Oh, my bad.
Look, and if you look at Indy, that is a talented offense. Bar
it's on
none.
paper,
they've
yeah.
got they've got one of the best running backs in the league. They've got talent on the outside. You've got a giant hulking quarterback who can move the ball with his legs. Granted, he's not that accurate, but there's talent there. I think Shane
He also
Steichen might be in
quit.
trouble. Yeah, he did quit. Yeah,
See, and that to
is
me,
the thing that happened.
That's a coaching problem.
but is that a coaching problem for the coach? Is that his coaching problem, or is that Richardson's past coaching problem? Knowing that he could just slide by with almost zero experience.
He's been there for 2 years now. I don't.
barely
Jim
played
Irsay in the
last year, man.
building.
We can't count that.
He was still in the building. Like, it's culture.
He wasn't.
He had to have. He had to be there. He was there. I think there's a culture issue there that McAfee pointed out, and I think Mark, you're spot on there. MJ,
I don't think it's Steichen though. For some reason, I don't know. When I'm
I
looking
think
at it,
But
I'm not seeing
Irsay's not
himself.
firing himself.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
Jim Irsay's not
Fucking
getting rid of
should,
that team.
exactly.
He'll fire everybody 17
All right.
times and still be the
Let's-
owner of that team.
Let's
Anyways,
go
MJ,
through it.
go
Can
on.
we all agree on Daboll?
Yes.
I think so at this point.
Yeah, I think Daboll's gone. Can we all agree on Canales,
Who's that?
Carolina?
Carolina.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
He's gone.
How about the Raiders?
Yes.
I think they give Pierce another year.
Too many locker room issues. He's got to
Tank,
go.
What are you, the optimist?
In situations where I think leaning towards player issues and management issues, I think you could slide one more year out of those coaches.
Wow. All right, so everyone else is hammering the over, and Tank is taking the under as the low.
Taking
roll.
a soft 7 is what I'm saying. If we include the previous firings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are included because that's part of Black Monday, right?
Yep.
There will be 3 that we know of. Yeah, I think it could be 8 or 9. I really do.
I mean, it could be. Yeah.
And there's going to be that curveball. There's going to be one that nobody expects, like Shanahan.
See, I think it's going to go the other way. On the no one expects, I think it's going to be either Dable or McCarthy keeping their job.
I wouldn't be surprised if McCarthy kept his job because there's been this national narrative about how good he's done this year with the team, with all the injuries that a lot of the national pundits have been pushing. And I don't get it because I don't think he's a very good head coach.
I think that's just a bunch of people
time
from
management.
I think that's just a bunch of people from New York and Pennsylvania pushing to keep him around.
Schefter's not from New York.
Schefter's from here.
Schefter's from here.
Yeah, but maybe he just likes to see the Cowboys lose. That loss, well, at this point, 40 years ago, might stick with him.
Could be. All right. So everyone's over except for Tank, who's going under. We'll see how it shakes out when next we gather. Let's move on to Broncos reaction. One of the wildest games in recent memory, Mark, that went into overtime. What did you see?
None of it.
What do you know?
So I'm actually honestly trying to remember. It feels like it was 800 years ago that game happened. Gosh, they had the game the whole time, it felt like, and they let it slip away from them, honestly. I'm struggling to remember anything that I thought. Can somebody else take over here and give? Yeah,
Tank, what do you got?
Give me a second. Give me a second here.
Okay,
I got a few thoughts. The defense did what they could. They kept getting longer drives, and that killed the defense. So the Bengals sustained offense for so much of the game, and the Broncos' ineffective offense, giving them the ball over and over again, just killed them. That defense was dead in the second, then the fourth quarter going into overtime. The fact that they got even the stops that they did was surprising. And Riley Moss, we finally found his weakness. That is straight ahead speed, apparently, where Higgins just outran him, and that was it. The offense, they're still incomplete. You can see it. You can see the pieces that are there, that are going to be there, and maybe we saw one across the sideline that might be there next year. I'm hoping so, at least with Higgins. But you can see that they're missing the big play people still, and you can see that Bo is still a rookie. There's some of those throws where like, wow, dude, you just fucking missed. That's all that was. You missed. And then just the cowardice, and I'm going to go ahead and preemptively give my dipshit of the week. It is Sean Payton for the absolute cowardice of not going for 2 points and giving the ball back to Joe Burrow in overtime. That is the dumbest shit. He's one of the ones you don't give him that shot. Do not give him the opportunity to come back on you. And they did it. So there you go.
MJ?
Sorry, I was watching highlights because I also couldn't remember what happened. I forgot that Kevin Harlan is the best commentator in sports. That's number one. I like hearing him. Number two, Riley Moss gave the best quote of the season by saying sometimes you just eat a shit sandwich. I think that is accurate.
Yeah.
I think the people who called Bo Nix Mo Picks, maybe not the most inaccurate, but not the most accurate, if you catch my drift, does suck. But sometimes you just eat a shit sandwich, and at least that shit sandwich was commentated by Kevin Harlan.
All right, Mark, your turn.
So sorry, I was having troubles remembering anything about the game, even the opponents or anything. And now I'm back on board. So first things first, you get a gift in overtime and you give it away.
Twice.
You give them 110 yards of offense in overtime, and you only get 6. That's the story of the game right there. Other than that, it was an awesome game. But 110 yards to 6 in overtime, that is inefficiency beyond inefficiency. And you get a missed field goal. Like you are gifted that opportunity and you squander it twice. Give me a fucking break. Anyways, it was a really good game. Fun on the rewatch as well, because I didn't catch all of it live. I just caught little bits. A tremendous plays on both sides of the ball. Just excellent. cool. One of the early season predictions that we definitely got right about this team, other than yes, they're going to hit the over because we all said that, I'm pretty sure, was that they are going to be entertaining. And I have been entertained by every single football, whether or not the outcome comes in our favor or not. This Broncos team is the most fun I've had watching a Broncos team in a decade since they won the Super Bowl. I've had no fun watching this team for 8 or 9 years, and it's actually been fun to watch this year. So even though they kind of gave that one away, you got to give it to them, man. They are an entertaining football team, and it's only going to get better from here.
Riley Moss's performance, that you have to chalk some of that up to ring rust, right? He hasn't played in 6 weeks. Yeah. You knew they were going to throw at him. That is an immensely talented football team on especially that side of the ball. I think what we take away from this game, from my perspective, is one, that is one of the greatest performances by a quarterback that we've seen in recent memory. That was Joe Burrow at his peak. And I don't know if really anyone could beat that team if he plays like that, regardless of the gifts given or whatever happened, right? Joe Burrow was surgical. He was in control. He was everything that Cincinnati wanted to draft on that particular day. He was absolutely fantastic to watch, even though it was against us. Tank, you're halfway there, or you're partially right. I disagreed with the decision to kick the field goal and go to overtime. He was ready to go for 2, if you remember. If you watch the game, he sent the offense out, and then they took 40 years to review the play, and either he talked himself out of it or he allowed someone to talk him out of it, because, and as much as I disagree with the decision, I understand the decision, and here's why. There are 2 outcomes if you go for 2. You win or you lose. That's a 50-50 shot. They go to overtime, there are 3 potential outcomes. 2 of them work in your favor. If they tied the game, they're in the playoffs. That's 66%. I disagreed with it, and I've been consistent on that point all season long. You're on the road. You got a chance to win the game with a single play. You win the game with a single play, and you go home. You let it ride. We've said that all season. I disagreed with that particular call, but I can see why he did what he did and what the thought process may have been. And had they not had to review that Mims catch, which, Jesus Christ, Marvin catch.
What a catch, dude.
Good God. That was
shit.
Ridiculous. Had they not taken a century to look at that play in review, I don't think he allows himself to either talk himself out of it or let someone get in his ear and talk him out of it. Well, however that happened. I'm not saying that was one way or the other. I'm saying somehow that decision was made because there was an extra 10 minutes of going back and forth of, was it a catch, was it not a catch, and all of that nonsense. Definitely the wrong call in my mind. And again, we've been consistent on that point. The other person I really didn't see a whole lot of was Nick Bonito. Cooper had a fantastic game.
Sack Allen.
Yeah, and Allen had a great game. I mean, they sacked him, 7 times?
Something like
Bonito
that.
didn't have a single one. I don't know if they game planned for him and shut him down, if there was something else going on there, if Nick's fighting something, I don't know, but Bonito was pretty much a no-show. And PS2 was PS2. Like, the guy's just locked down, going to be all-pro, best corner in the league.
He's a pick 6 away from being Defensive Player of the Year.
I think he may already be there.
He's
actually
damn close.
Yeah.
I'd say you got 2 guys that legitimately could be Defensive Player of the Year on Denver right now. Because as much as people want to fight it, Zach Allen has had a psycho-ass year from the middle of the
He has, but the problem is his position.
Mhm.
I think
That's what makes it impressive.
Well, the thing is he gets overlooked because of his position. Like, he's not Aaron Donald. And that's that style of player, right? Who just dominates an
Mauls
entire line.
the middle of the line. Yeah.
And that's what Donald did. He just dominated 2 or 3 people at a time. Allen wins his one-on-ones. And he gets his one-on-ones because they're so good on the outside. The person I think you're missing is Benito. Benito's made some super flashy plays, right? And
he's got 2 pick sixes and 11 sacks.
2 pick sixes. Oh my god,
he should be all pro also. Yeah,
absolutely. They've got some
he's going to the Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, Zach Allen got overshot on that one, which I didn't make any damn sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Pro Bowl is a fan vote. I mean, who was the number 1 vote getting tight end?
Fucking Travis Kelce, who had his worst year since his rookie season.
Correct. That's all you need to know about the Pro Bowl vote. Like it is what it is. You get the geek if you get the geek, but he I gotta say, be there.
At least, surprisingly, the fans held out, and it wasn't Patty that went, which he did not deserve it by any means. But I'm still surprised.
Put that fucking turtle down. Jesus. It's a fucking turtle.
It's Michelangelo to be specific.
Correct.
There's an extra hand involved for some reason, and I haven't figured that out.
Right. And at any rate, what we heard from the team after the game was all the right stuff. I really liked, and I'm glad, MJ, you brought it up. I really liked how Riley stood there and took it and said, paraphrasing, I wasn't very good today. And that, I mean, what do? You got Chase on one side and T. Higgins on the other. Jesus. I mean, that's just otherworldly talent on the offensive outside. So great game. Like I said, one of the best games we've seen Denver play in a long time. Mark, you're absolutely right. Super entertaining team. Regardless, I think that maybe the only game that wasn't fun to watch was Baltimore. That was not a whole lot of fun to watch.
That Pittsburgh game was kind of garbage.
Yeah, it was entertaining though. It was still fun to watch. That Baltimore game was just shit.
So that was an ass whooping. That's why it was
an ass whooping.
That was just about worst game of the year.
But having said all of that, let's turn our eyes to week 18, and it is time for the final edition of Pew Pew Pickem for the 2024 season. Mark, take it away.
Yes. We do continue Pew Pew in a little bit different capacity once the playoffs start, but it is much, much different, and it is much, much shorter. But we have called it. We have a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Do you have any thoughts for us, King Goon, on your win this year?
That's back-to-back, and I am now the 2-time champ, both in Pew Pew, and I also celebrate my fantasy championship because CeeDee Lamb got hurt.
There you go. This part of this is brought to you by KJ's Jerky, which is made in Colorado. I'm currently enjoying this teriyaki. It is about the spiciest beef jerky I've ever fucking had in my life, and it is magical. Anyways, let's get into the games. If you don't know by now, we're not explaining the rules to you. Let's just start. We've got tomorrow, so Saturday, for those of you who aren't paying attention, we've got a couple of football games. First one is the Cleveland Browns going on into Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Guys, let's keep this one brief because the spread on this is 20.5 points. And the over-under in this one is 41.5 points. So they expect this to be a completely fucking... So let's keep it brief. Come on. Who wants to go first? I'll let you guys pick. Gritty, go first.
Yes, Vegas right.
You're taking the over. There you go. Perfect.
And
Frank, go.
Yeah, I mean, this is an ass whooping in a basket. It's going to be a 20-point game. I agree.
Matt.
Biggest spread of the season. If I don't miss my guess, I don't think we've seen anything higher than 18.
Absolutely right.
For the season, Baltimore has hit the over 12 out of 16 times. The line is weird. Cleveland is 4-12 against the spread. Give me Baltimore. Give me the 20.5 and hammer the over.
Hammer that motherfucker. Oh, we'll get into some overs here, man. There's an over or two. Ooh. Okay. The next game for tomorrow is another one that is whatever. It's the Bengals and Steelers. There are some playoff implications in this one, but only if something happens on the other game. So whatever. Anyways, the Bengals are favored by 2 points on the road in Pittsburgh. The over under in this one is 48 points. Matt, what do you think about this?
Pittsburgh has given up 30 points on average each of the last 3 games. Both teams, as you mentioned, have something to play for, even if it's only Pittsburgh has a chance to play spoiler. But there is trouble in River City with the drama between Russ and Pickens. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see that, but Russ called out Pickens, and Pickens like, who said that? Russ?
Yeah.
Interview over. This is going to be Cincy, but give me the over.
Okie dokie. Frank.
Yeah, Steelers are falling apart just going into the playoffs. Who expected that? Cincinnati wins, and yeah, we have to actually win our game now.
Gritty, go, go.
Steelers bad. Go Cats.
That's what I was thinking. Anyways, that concludes the Saturday edition of the games. Let's carry on to the Sunday morning. Yeah, that's morning because here in Denver, those games started at 11. That's definitely in the morning. I don't care about the rest of the country. We only care about Mountain Time because that's the time we're all in. So if you're not here, fuck you. Although if you are here, we love you. Listen more. Tell your friends. Like, click, subscribe, do all the things. Anyways, the first game on the docket, I've got the Carolina Panthers heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. Does anybody care about this one? I didn't think so. The Falcons are favored by 8.5 at home. The over-under in this one is set at 48. Frank, go ahead and go first.
I think the Falcons choke on this one, even though Penix has a good game and the Panthers win a close one.
Matt?
Atlanta's still running with the kid with a chance to make the playoffs. 8 points is a lot, so I think that Carolina will cover. However, the Falcons will win, and I'm taking the under.
Gritty. That's what I thought. Okie dokie, let's go and take a team that plays in Washington, and they're going to go down to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. The Cowboys in this game are home dogs. The Commanders come in favored by 6. Over-under is scheduled at 44 in this game. Gritty, why don't you go first in this one?
Waluigi will spawn into AT&T Stadium and smack Mike McCarthy upside the head. Commanders.
Matt.
Let me check my notes. Christ, this game sucks. Washington under.
Frank.
I think Jaden Daniels puts the nail in McCarthy's coffin. Washington takes this just because they want to. And take the over.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Give me that over. All right, let's take a team from Chicago. Hey, Duchess, tell me about the Bears. They still suck, and they are playing the Green Bay Packers, who are 11-5, guys. Would you believe it? I could. And they're not even the best team in their division. They're not even the second best team in the division. And that's a damn good football team. Can you believe that? But the Bears are also in that division. They're not very good. So Green Bay is at home in Lambeau, favored by 10 points in this one. The over-under is scheduled at 41. Matt, what do you think about this game?
Packers under. That's all I got to say. Fuck this game.
Okay. Frank?
Yeah, Packers and under. And hopefully Caleb gets a good coach next year.
Gritty.
The second most interesting interdivision game in this division. Packers.
Yep.
Do they cover the 10 points?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
The Bears are bad.
All right. Okay, let's talk about another game that nobody gives a fuck about. And this is the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Indy to take on the Colts. Both of these teams are garbage. The Colts are apparently slightly less garbage because they are favored at home by 5 points. The over-under in this game is at 44. Frank, what do you think about this pile of shit?
The Who Gives a Shit Bowl, I think the Colts just out of pure fucking anger after what happened this week. Jonathan Taylor gets 200 yards rushing.
200. I'm writing that down. 200 yards. Jonathan
just
Taylor.
Pure hostility. He's going to ride Quentin Nelson to the end zone 3 times.
I wrote that shit.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Are you saying he's going to have 3 touchdowns?
I think Taylor just dismantles this defense, to be honest.
I wrote it down. It's in black and white. That
I'll
is
take it.
okay. There you go. Matt, what do you think?
2 lame duck coaches. Fuck this game too. Indy under.
Gritty.
The spirit of Gritty has taken over me. Ah!
I'm going to take that as
I believe that was for the Colts.
Gotcha.
the Bills and the Patriots are playing, guys.
This was a good present.
Oh Christ! The Bills and the Patriots are playing, guys, in New England. The Bills are still favored by 2.5, even though they're probably sitting every single one of their starters. The over/under this game is 38 points. Frank, why don't you go first this time?
I'm actually going to take the home dogs on this one. Bills have nothing to prove. They'll be benching most of their team. Patriots win against a second squad. Drake May needs a new offensive line, and he'll be good in a couple of years.
Matt.
This one was actually towards the end of my breakdown. So fucking games are trash is the first line that I had because I just went through 5 straight garbage
Piles
games.
of
I'm
shit,
like, what the fuck is this nonsense? I hate week 18. No one's playing for Buffalo except they did say that Josh is going to get a snap to start. So he keeps his starting game alive.
Yeah.
New England players have a little bit of something to play for. They want to try to play, not spoiler, but they also want to keep Mayo's job safe. So give me New England in the under.
Gritty.
I think the Bills practice squad is probably better than the Patriots first squad.
Thank you.
So I'm still going to take the Bills.
Thank you. Don't be a coward. All right, guys, let's talk about another game that this is just not a very good slate of games, guys. I'm sorry about that. This is the Giants and Eagles in Philly. They're not going to play a single fucking person, but they're still favored at home by 3. The over-under in this one is 37.5. Matt, why don't you go first on this thing?
No one's playing for Philadelphia, and the Giants want to lose. Fuck this game too, I have written. New York Giants pull the bonehead move and lose the first pick. Give me the Giants in the under.
Did you guys see Drew Lock saying that he gave it to the fans? Did you see that?
No,
He's like, this one is for the fans. The fans deserved this. Frank, what do you think about this fucking piece of shit?
I think Philly sacrifices themselves on the throne so that the Giants lose their pick. So, yeah, Giants win in a
That's kind of the
dog shit game. Yeah.
Like they might just throw it.
They might throw the game just for long-term planning. Like, fuck the Giants.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah,
what do you
take the
think
under.
there? What do you think there, MJ?
I think Horse Cocklock delivers the Giants to loserdom, and the Eagles win.
Oh, wow. Taking the Eagles.
All right. There we go. I like that.
It honestly could go either
continue
way.
some of
Like,
that.
fuck this game.
Yeah, it really could. In a continuing line of fuck that game, here is the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay welcoming in the Giants. The Buccaneers are favored by 13.5 points in this one. The over-under is 43.5. Gritty, go first.
Do you want to try again? Did I miss a joke?
You said
Who are
Giants, not Saints.
Yeah, who are the Bucks playing?
Oh,
Saints.
sorry, the
Saints,
Saints.
right?
Yeah, they're playing the.
Okay.
Right, I just made a mistake. I'm sorry.
I mean,
about
the
that.
Giants of Louisiana is a
Carry on.
Yeah.
I
Go
was
first.
gonna, yeah, okay.
Just kidding.
The Saints.
Frank,
are
shut up.
stupid,
Gritty, go.
And they're stupid, and their stupid sexy sacks, yada yada yada. Baker Mayfield is trash, but he murders the Saints.
Frank, say your piece now. Go ahead, buddy.
I'm going to go with the Buccaneers beating up on the New Orleans Giants.
Okay. Over or under the 13.5?
Oh, I'm going to
Come
take
on,
that
guys.
over because the Saints have nobody left standing at this point, and the Bucks
I know.
want the playoff spot. So
I know
there
Gritty
you
took
go.
the over. Matt, go.
Well, Gritty stole my line. The Bucks still have something to play for here. Nothing made me more happy than to see the resurgence of the Baker Mayfield Cheesecake Factory story, because that man is absolute trash between the years. Tampa Bay under.
They don't cover the 13 and
No,
a half?
they'll cover the 13.5, but I'm taking the under in the game.
Oh, okay. The under. Okay, I
I
got
think
you.
they're just
Gotcha.
that shitty.
Gotcha. Okay. Next game on the slate. Speaking of shitty, this game is the Titans in Tennessee welcoming in the Houston Texans. The Texans are coming in underdogs. They are favored, the Titans are favored by 1.5 at home. The over-under in this game is 37 points. Matt, what do you think about
Fuck
this one?
game, Tennessee. Houston's got no reason to play this game.
Frank?
Yeah, I agree. Texans are a first round out. Titans win this just because.
Ready?
CJ Stroud says, fuck me personally, and goes on a tear and throws 800 yards, specifically because they wanted to ruin my fantasy team all season.
I hope that happens just because.
800
Is he even
yards,
playing?
CJ Stroud.
I think
I wouldn't play him.
I wouldn't either.
What the fuck?
He's playing now because I just wrote that down.
Okay.
He's going to
Gritty
throw
is
for 800
yards for CJ Stroud.
Gritty has made it so.
Yeah,
Against the Titans defense, it's
that's
possible.
right.
True.
That's true. Next game on the slate is it's also not very interesting. It's the 49ers and the Cardinals, guys. It's just not very interesting. The Cardinals are at home, favored by 4 points. The over-under, and this one is 42.5. Gritty, I want you to go first.
The wee one becomes tall and tramples all over the shattered bones of the 49ers. Go Birds.
Brett?
Yeah,
Right?
49ers death of 1,000 cuts continue. Cardinals win. Covered.
Matt.
Two teams playing out the string. This game means nothing to nobody anywhere, but this game's going to be all about putting good effort on tape. So it could actually be entertaining, but give me Arizona and the points, and I'll take the over.
Doesn't Connor got a bonus on the line here? So maybe they'll go heavy with him on the game.
Yeah, probably. Purdy's not playing. So
All right.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. The next game on the slate is the other game that happens in the AFC West, and that is the Chargers going into Las Vegas to take on the Chiefs. The Chargers play a lot of road games. They're definitely going to be playing a road game in Las Vegas. They are favored on the road, though, by 4.5. The over-under in this one is 41.5. Matt, what do you think about this one?
God, Chargers may good sweet Christmas. Chargers may still have a reason to play. Give me the Chargers and the over.
Frank?
Yeah, Chargers, I think, can jump up a spot still. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Chargers, and the Raiders suck. So, yeah, take the over and the points for the Chargers.
The second most interesting interdivision game in the division. Chargers.
I wouldn't say that. That's definitely the most interesting game in this division, I think.
Not for us.
No.
Bite your tongue.
We're talking about that. We haven't gotten there yet. Here's another game that's of some import to somebody, I'm sure, somewhere, maybe, if they're paying attention. And that's the Seahawks and Rams. This game takes place in Los Angeles in the house that, what's his name, built? Kroenke. The Seahawks are favored by 6.5 points in this game. The over-under is 39. Frank, what do you think about this one?
Rams win on pure hatred, and I'll take the under.
Matt?
I don't think the Rams are going to play anybody. This game means jack shit. Give me Seattle in the under.
And Gritty.
Tank said the Rams would be fueled by hatred. They're correct. It's my hatred of the Seahawks. Fuck the Seahawks. Go Rams.
I enjoyed that take. That was entertaining. That was so entertaining. I'm leading off with you on this one. So be ready.
Dear.
This one could be Aaron Rodgers' last game. It's definitely probably his last game in New York as the Jets welcome in the Dolphins. The Dolphins come into this game favored by 1 point. It is an over-under of 39. It doesn't really mean anything to anybody, but it means something to us because fuck A-Rod and the Dolphins are interesting. But Gritty, go ahead and give us your
If Mike McDaniel loves me, he throws every ball directly into the Jets bench and pings it directly off Aaron Rodgers' face for us. Dolphins win.
Matt.
This is one of those game plan games. A-Rod desperately wants that 500th touchdown. Devontae wants to catch that 500th touchdown. Miami is starting Snoop Huntley, and New York Jets are going to send that dipshit off to the cave by himself. Give me the Jets and the under.
And Frank.
I think Aaron gets that 500th touchdown and the Dolphins still win. It's just the Jets fooled me for a second season in a row into believing just a little bit that they might not suck.
And they do suck, and I love every second of it. Let's talk about Sunday Night Football, shall we? This is the game of the week, guys, isn't it? The over-under in this game is currently set at 56, and I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough to contain the Minnesota Vikings going into Detroit to take on the Lions. This game has the Lions currently favored at 3, which means that line hasn't moved at all. Vegas just thinks it's right down the middle, and the money is coming in even. This is by far the most interesting game of the week that is not happening in Denver. Matt, why don't you go first on
This is
one?
the most interesting game of the year. You've got two teams playing. Winner gets the number 1 seed. Loser goes on the road in the playoffs. Like, we haven't seen this in recent memory. This is the best defense that Detroit has faced all year, but their own defense is a bloody mess. 17 defensive players on the injury report this week for Detroit, but they're still going to score. I know no idea how they're favored here, but they just keep winning football games. This is for number 1 in the division. Crazy Campbell's going to pull out all of the stops because, I mean, what else are you going to put on tape besides crazy shit like they've done all year? Give me Detroit and hammer. Dear God, hammer the over.
Hammer that motherfucking over. I'm telling you, 56 is not enough. Gritty, go ahead.
This one is hard because I love both of these teams a lot. I think the Vikings take it because I think the Lions defense is busted. But I do think that each team scores at least 56 points.
Frank, take us home on Sunday Night Football, buddy.
Detroit finally gets a division title. And they do it barely, but by a 70-point game probably, and they cover.
All right. Well, let's talk about, it may not be the game of the week anywhere else, but it is here. So we're going to wind up with the Chiefs and Broncos. You can tell Vegas knows what's going on because they currently have the Broncos favored by 10.5. I don't know if anybody here feels like 10.5 is a good number because we're all nervous as fuck about this game still. And the over-under in this game is 40. Frank, I want to start with you, bud. Go ahead and let us know what you think about this Broncos
Okay,
team.
so this Broncos team faced the starting Chiefs team and lost by a hand. So I have a pretty good instinct that the Broncos, playing for their lives and wanting to prove it on paper, are going to beat up on the second team for the Chiefs. And I'm going to take the over, but I'm going to take 10 points on the spread. I'm not going to go. I don't think it's going to be 11.
Okay, so under on the 10.5.
Yep. And over on the total.
Okay. Awesome. MJ, what do you think?
I think the Chiefs, what the fuck are they called? Practice squad eats the shit sandwich this week. Fuck those guys. Delulu. Go Broncos.
Full
Full
Delulu.
Delulu.
Take us home, Kingu.
Denver's going to get a steady diet of Samaje Perine and Carson Wentz. The last time Carson Wentz started a football game, it was a meaningless last week of the season game. He ran 17 times and threw for less than 200 yards. He had talent on that team. He's not going to be having anything close to that talent on the field with him at the same time. Andy Reid's going to play basic vanilla bullshit because you can't sit all 22 players. You can only sit a few of them, and he's going to try to protect what he's got. Denver is desperate. They have hit the over 4 of the last 5 times. Give me Denver. I will take the 10.5 and hammer the over.
Hell yeah, full Delulu. Go fucking Broncos, right?
Right.
Right, guys? Go fucking Broncos.
Gritty has something to say.
I forgot to mention
Go
that
ahead.
Carson Wentz is not going to break both ankles.
You should absolutely say that. I don't know if I didn't hear anybody say it, but I may have missed it. The Chiefs are famous for ruining the Cincinnati Bengals. Especially this iteration of the Chiefs is famous for ruining the hopes and dreams of the Cincinnati Bengals, and they would lose this game just out of spite because they hate the Bengals that much.
You might not be wrong on that.
That is absolutely. They hate Joe Burrow. They hate everything about Joe Burrow. It is hilarious.
Because Boston
Anyways,
won Super Bowl in the last 5 years.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Pew Pew Pickem for the regular season. We will be doing something similar for the playoffs, but I'm going to eat this beef jerky. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mark. Great job, one and all. Let's move into Dipshit of the Week. MJ, your segment. We start with you.
Okay, so this is kind of a weird poll. It's kind of like an anti-dipshit of the week, but with a side of dipshit of the week. So my anti-dipshit of the week is whatever the fuck the ownership group MIA bullshit for the new Denver women's soccer team that we're getting now, which is very cool. They did say they want to build a new stadium. I do think that is a little dipshit of the weeky, because I don't fucking know what you're talking about. But that is where the side of dipshit of the week is in the we're gonna build a new stadium. No, you're not. But maybe you can renovate Dick's. That would be nice. Back to you.
All right, Tank, what do you got?
Oh, I second that one. My dipshit of the week was already mentioned. Sean Payton. I guess that's more of a coward choice of the week than a dipshit. So I guess my secondary dipshit would be Moore in Atlanta for not calling the fucking timeout. You had it. Why?
Mark?
I have several dipshits of the week because it has been a little bit since we have been here. The first one is McDonald's Japan, who has decided to do a collab with Eva. If you don't know, Evangelion. They're doing a co-op with that, and I just think that's fascinating. The second one is the Duke's Mayo Bowl, who posted, because of the continuing success of everything that is happening with the Pop-Tart Bowl, and we love the Pop-Tart Bowl. We have not mentioned the Pop-Tart Bowl. We should absolutely mention the Pop-Tart Bowl because this year they promised more fuckery, and more fuckery was given to us. We had the resurrection of the dead Pop-Tart, which was great. All of those things were awesome. But the Duke's Mayo Bowl posted at the top Pop-Tarts Bowl and posted a picture of a half-eaten Pop-Tart dipped in mayo. Fuck you, and the horse you rode in on. Also, Bucks rookie was talking about Bucks rookie Jalen McMillan was talking about the duck that was on the field during the Bucks game, and he said he hates ducks. So Jalen McMillan, I mean, I've got the quote here for you. So let me get back to it, and we'll play it right now for you.
You see the duck by chance? I did. I don't like it. Why? It's one of the bad moments of the game. You know, just the duck landing on the field. But it's a good luck duck. It's not a good luck duck. Good luck ducks aren't good luck, bro. They're weird. Like, I hate ducks, bro. You see the duck by chance?
He hates ducks.
Why does that make him a dipshit, Mark?
That, my friend, my friend, makes you a dipshit of the week. Why do you hate ducks? What's wrong with ducks? They're just a bird. Leave them alone.
He's afraid of the weird spiral penis.
I mean,
The
who
spiral
isn't? But that's
penis.
what also makes ducks
Oh,
awesome.
we just named it. We just named
Spiral penis.
it.
The weird spiral penis.
There it is. I've been waiting for something to show up, and there it is.
Showed up just like a weird spiral duck penis.
All right.
But yeah,
Is that-
anyways,
is
several
that what you
dipshits.
got? I have several of my own. Honorable mention to Jimmy Butler for popping off and getting himself suspended for 7 games. That just happened today.
That was funny.
Well done. The one guy in the league you don't want to take on is Pat Riley. So that was fucking stupid. Next dipshit, as I mentioned it earlier, Baker Mayfield, you're married. Don't get head behind a Cheesecake Factory, you gigantic jackass. I went down that rabbit hole, and someone on Reddit actually posted a breakdown of Baker Mayfield's passer rating compared to Cheesecake Factories per capita in the states that he's played, and he actually plays better where there are fewer Cheesecake Factories. Go figure. Mark, you kind of stole my thunder a little bit with my real dipshit of the week. I too select the Duke's Mayo Bowl, but I'm going to select the marketing team of the Duke's Mayo Bowl because not only are they leaning into Mayo, they're making the announcers eat goofy shit during the game. I don't know if you saw this, but in the first quarter, they brought them Dove bars and mayo, and the announcers started to eat them.
Oh.
And it was so bad. And I don't know who the play-by-play guy is. I've seen him before, but he's not a big name. He literally went, oh no, and grabbed the trash can on camera and spit it out. Meanwhile, the color guy, another one of those ex-college great players who didn't do shit in the pros, who now just talks on Saturdays, said, it's actually not that bad. Hey, go fuck yourself. Dude.
Another mayonnaise eater, huh?
Yeah, another mayonnaise eater. I like
Too many mayo.
I like mayo on a sandwich.
Just I
a
like
little,
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
It's an additive.
There's a difference between
It's an
a
additive.
person that likes mayonnaise and a mayonnaise eater, and we know that.
Yeah. God, it's just disgusting. So, at the end of the day, Baker Mayfield is still trash. All right, final thoughts. Say the things. Talk about the stuff. Gritty, take it away.
Oh no! Wait, start somewhere else.
Tank.
You can catch me on all the socials at Tank Knox or Knox Nostalgic Collectibles. And if you're in Colorado, you can buy my cookies at Frank the Tank's Cookie Bank. Go Broncos. We're making the playoffs this year.
Mark.
I would like to take this moment to recognize a significant member of our society. His name is one Geneth Mingeth. We have not mentioned him on the podcast yet, and the last few times I have tried to bring him into the podcast, I have failed miserably. So, one of my commitments to 2025 is to do better for Gene Mingo. We appreciate you, we love you, and we will try harder to get you into our podcast.
4 out of 5. Solid.
Thanks.
That's all you got. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
Dipshit. It's all you. Get your phone out. You're going to do something.
Yep. Hold on. We're doing the bit again. Oh, here comes Gritty. Wow. That was the bit.
Okay.
Move on. It didn't work the second time.
No.
Move on.
I have now 3 dipshits of the week as an honorable mention.
Yeah, your son for getting me this. Thank you.
That's where I was going. All right. The playoff season is upon us, ladies and gentlemen, and I can think of no better way to celebrate the 2025 edition of the NFL playoffs than to have the Denver Broncos go to Buffalo and get waxed. But it's going to be fun to have them actually go for once, so it'll be great. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
For the absent Muti, we love you, Muti.
Muti.
Feel better.
Feel better, Muti.
better,
You can always
Muti.
catch us on all of our social channels. You can find My Brothers an Idiot on Facebook. You can also catch us on Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok at The Idiot Goons. Mark's Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok are at Poffeltime. My Twitch and Twitter are at Poffelupagus. And there's the car going by Tank's house.
Actually,
That's
that's
not me.
weirdly at my place. I don't
Oh, that
know.
was your
Yeah,
place?
there's like a saw going on out.
Okay.
Yes, there's like a saw or something happening
okay.
outside. I
Let's
don't
say
know
that's
what
not my
was.
house.
That was a wild
Wow.
noise.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, that is a wild noise for 8:00 at night.
Yeah, well, that was crazy.
There will be some investigating here shortly.
You can also find me on TikTok at King Goon Smoke. For Mark, Frank, and the Ghost Rider Gritty, make sure you take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and take care of each other. This has been My Brother's an Idiot. We'll catch you next time. Go Broncos. See ya.